Alright guys, here we go. I should have sound now. Man, the sound Nazis. The video guy needs to be fired. I don't know what the heck's going on with the internet. Was working perfectly fine until I fired up the broadcaster. I guess they don't want to hear what we have to say, but they're going to hear it anyway. If it don't work, I'll upload the damn thing. Anyway guys, much love. Welcome in. Tons of news to get into. We're taking a look right here at the RAM slider, the Colorado State.edu. And here in Missouri today, we had this just freaky storm that come blowing through that caused all kinds of wind damage. And what you notice here is every storm out here is being sucked down into the Gulf of Mexico. Did a little stream earlier where you could see the aerosols that were being deployed there off the coast of Florida and then down here in the Gulf of Mexico. And that's how they're pulling these storms down to the aerosols. They put the aerosols in there with the particles, and then it's like a computer system. So now they got a way to connect and pull and drag these storms. Anyway, we're going to jump into a bunch of stuff here. I did bring the note up from the person from the FEMA place, which I'll read here in a few minutes. If I got to mute out, that just means I got a cough because I am not doing that good. I just got a bad chest cold or some kind of chemtrail cough or something. But anyway, hopefully I'll start getting better here. I'm starting to feel a little better. It's just the throat stuff is kind of messing with me here. And let me go ahead and pause it. From this live storm media, they do pick up some awesome drone footage and stuff. But man, it's already bad. They've already had tornadoes that are in a flood emergency declared. This was actually 11 hours ago. Let's see if we can play this little thing here. Yeah, it's going on everywhere, man. And you know what's crazy? If I take you back to the 16-day forecast a couple of weeks ago, it'll blow your mind because we called this rain. We didn't probably know it was going to be this severe. But see if I got that up. So here we are. Uh-oh. Where's that sound coming from? I can't have that sound. Wow, where's the sound coming from? Holy crap. Ah, it's the stupid mainstream crap. Let me make sure that's off. Man, mainstream, they suck. You know, and then like if you go to the newspaper articles, they want you to pay $1 to see the damn article, man. It's just ridiculous. So here we are. We go back and we got the timestamp up here. Wednesday, July 10th. If you look at this moisture map, look, there's the storm in Kansas City. There's the storm that we're looking at now. This was when did I upload? When did we do this one? This was in June 30th. So on June 30th, we were dead on in the 16-day forecast. Here's the storms, exactly all in the same spot as we are right now. Check it out. Exactly, it's the weather plan, man. I'm telling you, they go to the weather plan. That's why it amazes me that these mainstream people cannot forecast the weather even for one day. And then just a couple days ago, this come out, actually this came out a couple days ago, but the DC area, they got a whole month's worth of rain in an hour, which I think we went over this yesterday, but just wanted to bring it up in here again. More of the mainstream nonsense here. Oh, I did want to save this, so I had the name storms, and I think what I found out is when they name these storms, it has something to do with the insurance, where they won't pay for stuff if it's a named storm. I'll dig into that a little better. All right, we got the more bacteria concerns here. We'll just play a little second of this.
It is the new term plaguing area beaches, flesh-eating bacteria. And now businesses like these think this will be another hit to their bottom line.
They're hoping it won't, though. Our Jasmine Stiles joins us live from Clearwater Beach with the new fears that could put beach businesses back in the red. Not a good sign, Jasmine.
All right, I don't want to listen to any more of them sock puppets, but same thing's going off. But then we have this. Now, I can't remember who sent me this, but thanks for sending it to me. 11 cases of acute flaccid myelitis. I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's going on across 8 states, including Nebraska. The federal health officials say they have confirmed 11 cases of a polio-like illness across 8 states. It kind of worries me because I go to Nebraska like once a week. I'm not going this week, I can tell you that. So they have confirmed 11 cases. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention has... Well, come on, let's get to the story. What's the deal? The illness mainly affects children and can cause paralysis in arms and legs. No deaths have been reported. AFM is rare. Around 1 or 2 in every 1 million children are diagnosed, and there is no cure for this illness. Is this all there is to the article? Are you kidding me? That's it. So this is how the mainstream reports the news. That's all we get. We don't know what it's from. We don't know if it's from a vaccine. You know, who knows? So this is no help whatsoever here. Anyway, who knows if it's even going around? It could be fake. I don't know. Pretty crazy. So now we have more bees that are dying off. This come out yesterday. Russian officials raise alarm over the bee deaths. Coming out of Moscow. Russian officials are raising the alarm about the mass bee deaths across the country. The Russian Agriculture Ministry said in a statement on Tuesday that bees have been dying in large numbers in at least 7 regions this year. Experts attributed the deaths to a careless and excessive use of pesticides in nearby fields. Well, we've seen that all over the United States. Remember when they killed like 10 million bee colonies when they were spraying for the Zika? So, Monday quoted one farmer outside Moscow who said he had lost 100,000 bees in the past week. The footage showed the ground by the hives covered in a layer of dead bees. And this is really bad because bees, we need to have them. Otherwise, we're going to be out there hand pollinating everything. We got this SoCal, California, averaging a earthquake about every minute. I mean, we're up into the 5,000 or more aftershocks. It's just getting crazy, man. And I'm telling you, I think we have the magma on the move. It looks like it's moving up towards the super volcano. Hopefully we'll dig into this a little bit later. And I got to watch part of Dutch's video earlier. And I think he said they're still looking for another big quake to hit. So we'll see how that goes out. And then the mainstream's starting to push this hurricane. Insured losses hit $6.65 billion for the October Hurricane Michael. Hold on, I got a call. Hopefully I got that muted out in time for you guys. Now, if you guys were with us when Hurricane Michael come through and you watched our coverage of that, that wasn't even a hurricane. That was a weapon. Go back and watch that video. That'll blow your mind. Now, here's a weird article. I mean, it's not really an article, but I just seen this today. 200,000 UFO fans plan to storm Area 51. I don't know if anybody's heard about this, but it's a bizarre online campaign suggesting that UFO enthusiasts storm Area 51 in search of alien hidden secrets. Now, I'd like to see what's going to happen with this. So I don't know how true this is, but man, that'd be something to watch. Somebody needs to get a drone out there and watch all these people get mobbed by the men in black there. All right, we're gonna get into that here in a second. We go see if this is playing. Okay. All right, while this is running, I'll read that FEMA, the letter I got from the FEMA worker. I'm not going to say their name or nothing. All right, so here's the note they sent me, and hopefully I can read this. All right, I work for FEMA as a reservist, and does my friend. You want to know where all the people are. My friend told me that in the 4 states she did. She didn't say which ones. The home is set up FEMA parks like trailer parks, but with FEMA homes from 1 to 4 bedrooms, fully equipped with beds, bedding, kitchenware, pots, pans, towels. A turnkey type place to live. It takes about 6 months to set them up. FEMA has set people up in motels. Some people have fell between the cracks, so they are just homeless. Our county workers deployed to Mississippi and Nebraska say cities are talking about buying out the people's houses for pennies on the dollar, but it's taking time. My friend or core worker is going to find out and call me to discuss more. I have not been deployed because they do not plan on giving assistance to these people, just buying them out. I have worked for FEMA as a reservist since 2007. Felt I was helping the people, but not so much now. As of 2017-2018, I spent 8 months in Puerto Rico, but it all seems useless. I'm afraid they will just get hit again. So politics, the people did not get as much assistance as they could have and should have. So they're going to try to dig up some more info. So that's not good, man. That means they're basically, the people, if they didn't get any help from the FEMA, they're just homeless. They're going to buy the land out for pennies on the dollar, and that's what we are afraid of. I still have not got one single email from anybody affected from the floods, which I find mind-boggling. I mean, nobody even in Missouri, nobody in Iowa, nobody in Nebraska, nobody in Texas, nobody in Oklahoma, not one single email. So I still don't know where these people are. And now I have confirmation from a FEMA worker that they're just trying to buy the properties out for pennies on the dollar. If it takes 6 months to get these guys in the house. Remember on the live stream when I was driving through there, I told you guys I seen them like 4-plex houses, all exactly built the same. That is probably one of them FEMA places. I got that on a video, hopefully, and I'll check into that. But that's from some FEMA workers, so pretty crazy stuff. All right, let me see here. We can get out of that. Let's go ahead and just take a look at the worldview map. I'm probably going to keep this show pretty short because I'm not doing so good today. Anyway, let me check the ship tracks here. And what's weird, I had all this loaded. Why is it not loading? Stream looks good. Yeah, basically American refugees. We got tons of flood, Americans that were affected by the floods. Tons of farms are washed away, and then you get into this political stuff where they're wanting to let people come in here, take jobs, give them a place to live, make sure they got clean water. Hell, the people of Flint, Michigan don't need their water bill, their toxic water bill. So we still have tons of ship tracks out here right under Alaska. So they haven't moved a whole much since yesterday. Look, you can see one big U-shaped track. And then you also have a few, which I don't know if they're going to show up too good over here by the Russia Peninsula again, the Kamchatka. And like I said, there was definitely some aerosols being deployed right here in the Gulf of Mexico. And how can this not be loaded, man? I already had all this loaded. Like, this should be perfectly crystal clear, and it's not. Wow. So anyway, we do have some aerosols being deployed here off of Florida. I can't believe this isn't coming in clear. I spent a good 45 minutes, before the show trying to get all this stuff loaded so that we could see it. I'm going to have to start pre-recording the worldview map because they're not letting me show everybody what's going on. Look at the fires. Look at this stuff going on up here in Alaska. Thanks out there, Bamboo. So the fires just continue to burn. They keep spraying up here. They keep deploying the aerosols. They're everywhere where the fires are, and they're not a rain, they're not a fire suppressant sprays. Same thing up here in Canada, up here in Toronto. You got tons of aerosols being deployed, and the fires continue. Hold on. Oh man, it's hard not to cough. All right, so we got this thing going on. It's just going to get worse. This thing's going to sit here just like we said, a week ago, 2 weeks ago. They have it parked there. Look at this mass spraying operation going on down here in Argentina, Chile, and Rio de Janeiro, man. They got a mega spraying operation. We haven't seen this big a spraying operation down here since like last winter. So they have a mass spraying operation down there, just global weather system control. I don't know. Yeah, France is looking pretty clear today. Till you get over towards Germany. Can't see nothing there in the UK. They are spraying up here, up in the north. Yeah, I know. I try to hit that mute button. It's got, sometimes that mute button is a little bit slow, so. But I think we're doing okay right now. Mega fires up in Russia. All right, we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on that. So I tried to get this where we could see this really good. And you can see these storms. They were heading from west to southeast, and then just all of a sudden, watch these things just take a nosedive straight down. Right down here where my mouse is where the aerosols are being deployed, and everything is being pulled straight down. It's just insane what they're doing with this stuff. And let's go ahead and put this on the cirrus layer, and then while we're done with that, I think we're done with this one. Yeah, because this thing just takes so long to load. Let me go ahead and get out of that. Bring up the earth null. Alright, here we are. We're over here at the earth null, and I want to show you guys something. Wow, it's like they're tapping in. Like that shouldn't even be possible right there. It's like they're tapping in the solar or the southern polar vortex winds and adding them into these weird equator winds. Headed over here for Australia and Indonesia and all them places over there. Yeah, that's pretty wild there. Let me check the jet stream. So we are starting to get a little bit of a trough right here over the Great Lakes. We have the shipping operations out here controlling the jet stream. Now I want to check the precipitation forecast, and we'll jump in here, get a good close look at this, and we'll fast forward this up. Now we're looking at each time I click this is like 3 hours. It's the 3 hours worth of precipitation. So right now we're looking at about 2.5 inches every 3 hours. Yeah, it's pretty nasty cough. I know. I'll get better though. I usually fight. I'm doing all kinds of stuff for it, so I'll be all right. All right, so we're booking up. This thing is just gonna keep on spinning around out here. Let's see there, another 1 3/8. I'm just kind of documenting this just to see. Wow, it really picks up right there. 7:12, 2200 local time. 7:13, 1 local time. Oh wow, look at that. It really hops up. 3.28 inches. So that's over an inch an hour. They've already got 8 inches. So just like we thought, they were going to really get flooded out. Yeah, another 3 inches per hour. So yeah, we're going to easily hit the 2 foot worth of rain mark. This could go up into 3 feet of rain, depending on how long they park this thing here. And wow, so heads up if you're down here in the in this area. Like, don't wait for it to get bad. If you need to get to higher ground, get the hell out of there, man. Don't mess around with these nut bags out here. See if we can go up a little farther. I really think that's going to go more to the east. They're showing that thing pretty much shooting straight up. But when you look at the wind shear coming in right here, I think that's going to blow it on over to the east more, like the Canadian model. And let's see here, while we're here, let me get this back on now. Let's just check the ocean wave heights down here. So nothing too much. Let me fast forward it. Look, the waves are going to be picking up. 13-foot waves. 14-foot waves. 15-foot waves. So as the day goes, the waves get bigger. We go ahead and I'm just kind of going up to see when this thing hits the high point, what the waves are going to be. Yeah, right there going into Louisiana. 16.9 foot waves. So on top of the mega rain in the wind event, you're also going to have storm surge. Put this back on now. We put it back on the air just to see. Yeah, look at that, thing's already spinning up. Let's take this up to 1,000. Let's see if this thing will turn into a hurricane or not. Man, it's going to be close. Going to be close. I don't think it is, but it could, man. We've seen what they did to Hurricane Michael, man. They popped that sucker off into a hurricane just, you know, instantly. So we're looking at 52 mile an hour winds. Well, that's not hurricane. 61. Now we're getting up into 62. It's going to be close. I don't know. It's just going to be a flooding event with some pretty big time wind. And remember, man, they shift these wind patterns all the time. I don't know, there's a lot of new people here. While I'm sitting here coughing, I'm going to play a video a partial part of a video that I did back in like November or January, and then I'll jump back in here. But this is a little clip of when they steer the polar vortex winds when we got the Arctic blast. So check this out. Mainstream media, they will never tell you what really happened. So here we are. We're going to start out on 1/11/2018 back here on November 1st, and we're just going to go forward one day at a time and get a good grip of what we're looking at. So what we're looking at is the temperatures up in the stratosphere. Like we can come down here in the Antarctic and we can see we're at a minus 11.1. We can come up here to the north, we're minus 91.8. You gotta remember, it's winter time up here in the Arctic, so there's no sun hitting up here. It's winter time down in the Antarctic. That's why it's warmer down there. So let's keep on going forward. 11.5, 11.6, 11.7, 11.8, 11.9, 11.10, 11.11, 11.12, 13, 11.14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We're starting to get a little heating event centered right over China and Russia. Actually, it's more China, but just stick with me here. Here's 11:20, the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th. So kind of a weak little warm up there. And then we have one that has been split apart right there. Let's keep on going. We're on the 25th, 26th. So we have a new heating event starting to happen. 27th, 28th, and it starts to dissipate over Alaska. And you can see the warmer air is starting to push the colder air more over towards Europe. Let's go up to the 30th, and the heating's pretty much gone now. So here's December 1st, December 2nd. It almost looks like it's being pushed back the same place it come from. Here we are on 12/3. Something happens again, and then it starts heading back towards Alaska. But boom, it mysteriously goes away again. I mean, it dissipates. So there's no sun up here to heat this. So the only way you're going to heat this is with a compression event. Now here we are on 12/10, and we get another mass heat up event right back over to Alaska, and it kind of stays there for a minute, starting to get over to the United States, and it dissipates. So it seems like we're getting wave after wave until here, the 22nd of December. They tried to send us a Christmas gift. You can see we're all the way up into the green, and I'm going to show you exactly what's right there here in a minute. Let's go ahead and document this on up. Look at this sudden heating event. This is what pushes the polar vortex winds out of whack, which totally disrupts the polar vortex. And now we can see the cold air is completely not where it's supposed to be. So they suddenly completely heated up the north, and look at this heat event on the 28th. Pushes this cold air mass way down into the United States, down into Europe. You know, this is when we're getting 7 feet of snow over in Austria. They got the whole year worth of snow in just a few days, but look at where the cold air is. Now we have a heating dome up here. This is January 1st. And we're just going to kind of scroll on up through here. So it looked like they were kind of going back and forth trying to push the heating event. And then we get another heating event, but it's aiming it back to go back towards the United States. This is on the 5th. Exact same area, a little bit more to the east, but you'll see here in a minute. So it's going to push the cold air back out of Europe and back over the United States. What do you know? Now it's parked over the United States from the 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th. No more rapid heating events. The 20th, the 21st, 22nd, the 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th. I mean, we got to document this all the way up, so I'm just going to keep on scrolling forward. We're into the 30th. Now we're at the 31st. Now we are February 1st. Got to get through this month, and we're going to move on to some crazy stuff. We're going to show you where this stuff emanated, how it emanated, and exactly what the weathermen won't show you. So here we are, we're on today. So it really makes you wonder if you go, you know, that started around the Christmas through the 28th is when they send off the huge blast. Let's jump over to Climate Viewer. All right, here we are at Climate Viewer 3D. We have all the antenna arrays. We have the ionospheric heaters. We have the with the red lines, like you can zoom down in here, click that, get a little description. You can go ahead and just zoom down in on these things and see what's down here. Let that clear. We got a giant weather machine down here. All right, let's close that out. Just right up here to the north a little bit. Everybody always thinks there's just Hart. Not even close. We got a huge one here that you see on all the movies, Arecibo. This one here has 6 cross dipoles. This sucker is massive, man. It's big as a city. You know, you've seen this on all the 007 movies. And they're getting ready to build a new ionospheric heater inside this dish. So this one's 600,000 kilowatts with a frequency of 5.1 through 8.175 megahertz. So let's go ahead and take a look. We got a bigger one down here. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this ionospheric heater. Ionospheric heater, I always mispronounce that, but this baby is huge. It's hidden away in the mountains. But you have to know, all this stuff is out here. These are all for weather control. This is a mass antenna array. I mean, this whole giant square here is that. It's a huge antenna array for screwing with the ionosphere, the stratosphere. So let me go ahead and back this back out. Let's go ahead and take a look at where everything has been emanating. What do you know? We have another ionospheric heating facility, the Surya. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Let's go take a look at it. But this is right where the sudden heating event took place. And then we just had news that China and Russia are going to be modifying the atmospheric river, the river in the sky. So this is a big old huge another antenna array. This one's 750,000 kilowatts, and they are building one, the ASCAT, out in the I can show it to you real quick. So you have all these different kind of heaters and antenna arrays, and they got several of these weird looking different kind of antenna arrays. What's the black ones here? This is over in Ukraine. Here's the Tromso. The process of thing, like they already pretty much control all the weather. You have all tons of these VLF training, the polar vortex winds. Let me go ahead and get back there. Might take us a second here, and then we can also turn this into the globe model and see the we can see what the actual polar vortex winds. Here's our target zone. We go ahead and back that up until we find the actual. So like it went from nothing. Here's on the 3rd, January 3rd, January 4th, to the 5th, to the 6th, and here we go, pushing the polar vortex back over towards the United States. Remember, if we go back even farther, when this initially started, they pushed the whole polar vortex over, and then when it started getting too far, they pushed it back, ladies and gentlemen. This is complete control of the jet streams, the polar vortex winds. I mean, here is the super rapid heating event right there. Look at that. Look where that emanates from. There's no hot air coming up from the equator. It comes from nowhere. It comes from them heating the ionosphere. And here we go. See, they heat it up and they send the cold air right over the United States. It gets flying a little too far. So, hey, let's push it back over the other way and center it over the United States. And all at the meantime, when we go back to where that started, let's see what happened to the polar vortex winds as this heating event happened. So, all right, so now let's put this on the winds. Here's what our polar vortex always looks like. All right, guys, so I just wanted to kind of show you how they could steer the polar vortex winds, and they really freaked it out. here we are. We can see the same spots getting hit. Northern California, Oregon, Washington are getting completely bombarded with the chemtrails. We got all the bunker fuel being deployed up over Alaska. They're creating a blanket over Alaska to melt everything and to trap all the smoke in from the fires. Anyway, guys, we're gonna call this a short show. I'm gonna have to go down for the count so I can get better. Anyway, guys, much love out there. We will catch you guys tomorrow night. Hopefully I'll be feeling a little better. Anyway, guys, if you're down there in the path of these storms, be careful, man. Don't wait to get out of there. If you need to get out of there, get out of there. Just remember, people, you guys have been warned, man. That stuff was coming. And get more people to listen to the 16-day forecast. If they don't want to watch the rest of, the other videos I do, man, at least get them to watch the 16-day forecast. That way everybody gets a 2-week warning of this stuff coming in. Thanks out there, Super Chat. Thanks to everybody that shares this information out. Mega flooding event going to be going on. Mega wind event. Storm surge. Toxic water. You name it. They're hitting us from every angle they can. But anyway, we can't fear it, man. We just gotta hold our ground and fight them off. Anyway, guys, I'll keep fighting. Much love out there. Here we go. Let's hit the exit screen, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow night. Much love out there. Hopefully this will work. We'll see.